times of uncertainty, it's comforting to know we have a healthcare system in our community that's been committed to supporting us for well over a century. In this current time, we are standing together, and our bond is stronger than ever. KDMC, caring for our community like no one else can.
Rain had much to do with it. I think we did miss some opportunities for touchdowns, and that's the part that's kind of unfortunate. Including virtually every time we kicked a field goal, that's a missed opportunity for a touchdown. I thought to get everybody excited, everybody playing hard. I think sometimes we got frantic. Sometimes we tried to make a little too much happen. And we missed out on some plays, which is disappointing. And I think at some key times, I think, their maturity came out ahead of some of our young guys. What'd we have for senior, 10 or something? I mean, those guys are kind of stalwarts, We only had 10 seniors out there. So, and those guys I thought were gritty enough to help elevate our team, even though some of them didn't really have a starting role. And I think that, we just got to keep plugging away, keep getting better. And, the older you get, the more consistent you get. And I thought that, we marched it up and down the field. And, as the stat, if you played games by the stat sheet, it looks pretty good. But the key plays that they made that we didn't, just missed opportunities. And that's, it's unfortunate, but, you feel sorry for yourself. All you do is waste time. So we got to get better.
Hey, Mike, how much of a different game do you think it is if you guys can't score before halftime there? I think 3 drops and then the missed field goal.
Yeah, how about that? We haven't dropped 3 balls in a row for a long time. I don't know, because I think sometimes we'd be 7 points better. I know that. We'd be 7 points better. I think, but everybody was locked in. In a game like this, it's a fine line between being too wired up and, and then too discouraged. People don't really go flat because they don't care. I mean, in a game like this, everybody cares, but you care too much, try too hard, then you're out of control, and then you get too discouraged, then you just wallow and mope. And I didn't see any of that out of our team, but I did think we tried too hard and missed some opportunities, which was too bad, and kind of key situation type of stuff.
Seems like Sam Williams had some success attacking Scott Lashley, and Scott had a couple of penalties in this game as well. I guess how would you assess his play, and what were maybe some of his struggles?
Who again? Lashley? Yeah. Well, he was matched up against a real quality guy, and I thought that guy did a really good job getting off the ball. And then, but I think Lashley's had a heck of a year. And, he was kind of a key guy for their defense. And I thought for the most part we protected pretty good, except for we had a run at a key time where it seemed like we got a penalty and a couple sacks. I can't recall it exactly, but, and that's kind of one of those examples of a missed opportunity.
Ole Miss had a lot of third down conversions. Was that kind of a problem maybe for the defense getting off the field on third down?
Well, I mean, of course you want to get them off the field on third down. I think defensively, we played really hard, played really well, occasionally gave up some big plays. A lot of those were third down and shorts, which, of course, they earned, that, as far as working the sticks and that type of thing. But I also think that, the leadership, I also think the leadership of their quarterback played in, and as far as him being effective on third downs. I thought, he really did a good job on some of those and carried him himself, a number of them.
What were your thoughts on Will's performance and what he showed today?
Who's?
Will Rogers.
Okay, starting out, I thought he tried to do a little too much. Then I thought he settled in. And then, there were some up and downs the second half. I thought it wasn't his best game, because I've seen him more accurate and I've seen him trigger it a little quicker. But I thought, he hung in there in a tough situation. I thought, he really did a great job as far as holding the offense together, as far as, us continuing to move the ball, that type of thing. What we did a good job of today was putting ourselves in a good position to score. What we didn't do a very good job of is finishing the deal. And, there's more people involved in that than Will, but I think that, all of us are involved, coaches, players, everybody. There isn't any coach that coached any better than their players played, So, we just missed opportunities, some in their key ones, and some were in the first half and some were certainly in the second half.
Mike, with Nolan McCord, he makes the first two kick, misses the second two. With him right now, do you see anything in maybe his form that's off, or is it more so just mental on some of his struggles? I
imagine it's a little of both, if you're not right mentally, your form's not going to be very good. Because if your form's good, the ball doesn't have any choice but to go through, the ball's not deciding where it goes.
I know the final, Mike over here, the final regular season game just ended, but how do you kind of reflect on what your team did this season, 7 wins, and I guess the strides you guys felt like you made?
I think we improved probably more than any team in the conference, but it wasn't really satisfactory for us from the standpoint we felt like we could have done a better job than we did. And we certainly think that, we left a lot of meat on the bone as far as opportunities. But with that said, we steadily improved the entire year. So beat a lot of ranked teams and lost to a couple of them. And then, we don't get too tired of these guys. You're going to see nearly all of them next year. So,
kind of following along those lines, with a young team like this, what does this next month, I guess, mean for you guys to have these practices and bowl game?
Well, it's a pretty exciting but very busy period. It's kind of good if you're a player. If you're a player, you kind of hang out with your friends and do your finals and some of the students will be gone, stuff like that at some point. But it's like kind of summer camp with football. As a coach, you're flying all over chasing recruits and then squeezing in practices as you can. But it's really it's the beginning of the first spring ball. If you earn a bowl game, you get 2 spring balls, not just one. So it's the beginning of spring ball. So we're looking forward to working our young guys a lot and then sharpening up our older guys after they rest up a little bit.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.